Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Pippa, the British acting coach, and I'm here to tell you all about how to work as an actor if you don't have one of those mystical, mythical, brilliant things called an agent. You absolutely can work as an actor without having an agent, and in fact I actually did that for quite a long time after I graduated drama school. I booked a job without an agent, I worked that job, then I got an agent through the connections I made. I stayed with them for a little while. However, they then sadly shut down because of poor health. They'd both been working for a very, very long time. So essentially they shut their doors and it was quite abrupt. I'm not going to lie. It was quite disappointing. However, immediately I had the mind shift and the mindset that I was representing myself. And this is the first thing I just want to coach you guys on. If you are not represented by an agent, you are representing yourself. Okay? Stop saying things like, I'm seeking representation. I'm looking for representation at the moment. Yes, to some extent, that is what an agent does. They represent you. However, I would encourage you to see yourself as representing yourself. And that's exactly what I said. And I'm not going to lie, it's maybe been 2 or 3 years. Here's the thing though, I was not actively looking for representation. I was focusing on finding my self-work and building my connections. And I'll tell you now, it paid off. These things take time, but I was still getting work through my own connections, whether I'd made them at drama school, whether I'd made them out and about, seeing theatre and meeting people, social media, YouTube, all of that stuff. Knock the microphone there. You've really got to play the long game with acting. So many people generally with goals in anything, whether it's sport or finance or health, acting, we give up too easy. So how can you find work as an actor while you're representing yourself? First port of call if you're in the UK is getting on Spotlight. I got on because I went to accredited drama school and was working straight off the bat. I don't know the ins and outs of that. We've all got some sort of device you're watching this on. Find out what it takes to get on Spotlight. It is essentially the UK casting directory. Any professional actor should be on Spotlight because it's just a means of finding casting breakdowns and applying for them in a safe, reputable way. Other options for finding at work while you're self-representing is through networking. This often implies something dirty and gross when we say the word networking. It really isn't a dirty word. Let's all start to realize that that's what we do on the day-to-day basis anyway. We're always networking. We're always making connections with people. If you go out with that mindset of what can they give me? What can I get out of you? What work can I get? Then yeah, that's when networking gets dirty because that's not actually what you're doing. You're just trying to get something out for yourself. Again, in any profession, it's all about what can you offer? What can you present? What can you share with people that's going to add value? Don't be afraid to network and meet people. It's so easy to do now on social media. It's really easy to do when you go to the theatre or you go to the cinema. You're going to meet people who are interested in the same sorts of things that you do. So I would absolutely recommend just going out there and being open to meeting new people. And that's how you spark relationships. And that's how potentially, eventually, work can come your way. Another great way you can find work as an actor, I know a lot of you on this channel are young actors that are just starting out. Maybe you haven't gone to drama school yet, or you're trying to get into drama school, or maybe you are 40 years old with a family of 6 kids and you're just starting your acting career, is through becoming a supporting artist. So this is also called an SA or an extra, where you essentially join an extras agency and what they will do is put you up for films. I think it's different to how it is presented in the US to how it is here in the UK. Very rarely in the UK, and you do an extra job, get that, Star is Born moment where the director sees you and he's like, oh my gosh, let's put this person. I don't know why the director was male then, but anyway, when the director, they see you and they go, yes, let's put this person in the film and write a whole new character for them. They're amazing. That doesn't really happen. And if you are going to do essay work, I'm going to encourage you to not hope for that moment. It's a really useful thing to do. And I think every actor should do it. I think it should be part of any drama school curriculum, to be quite honest with you, because I think it's fantastic work and a great way to learn about how a film set or a TV set operates. But again, through that, you're going to network. You're going to meet other actors that are trying to get into drama school or trying to start their career. It's a great way to meet other creatives that could give you work a month, 1 year, 10 years down the line because they remember you from that job you did where you were acting as an extra. If you found this advice useful, comment below and let me know how you're getting on, and do give me a thumbs up. You know the drill, it really helps with that YouTube algorithm shizzle. And if you have any ideas or comments or requests for videos that will help you and your acting craft, comment them below. I do read every comment, as you'll see, and I do endeavour to get back to you as quickly as I can, and I do take any requests on board. Another great way to create your own work, I gave it away there. Another great way to get acting experience and find your own work is to create your own work. A pal of mine, she's written loads of stuff. She's recently just published her first play, like proper published it. And she wrote a play and was touring it around the UK for a bit. I think out the back of her car. It's crazy, but you can do this. There's so many schemes nearby you at local producing theatres. And again, this is why if you're really into film acting and screen acting, I keep encouraging people to open your mind, to look into the theatre world, because that's often the way in to get into the other stuff. These aren't 3 separate or 4 separate industries, theatre, TV, film, voiceover. That's not how it works. It all blends and works and rolls into one. So look into what local producing theatres are near you. Find what schemes they have in place, like scratch nights. They might offer free rehearsal rooms. Sometimes there's mentorship and things that they offer young artists aged 18 to 25. I do wish they do a bit more for nurturing older latecomer artists into the profession, I must say. I've never seen a opportunity for 50 to 60-year-olds that are trying to get into the profession. But anyway, that's just my opinion. When I run a theatre, that is what I will do. But there's lots of opportunity to, again, network and try new things and meet other people that are working in the industry that you are breaking into. And the final way I want to encourage you to get some work while you're self-representing is through approaching casting directors directly. There goes another lovely car. I was reading the Stage magazine and just, doing some general research, checking what was going on in the theatre companies that I really admire, that I've wanted to work with for a long time, film production companies as well. And I spotted this job with a company, and I knew that a lot of actors wouldn't want to do this job. And so I went out of my way to grab the opportunity completely and email the casting director that was in charge of that project and make it crystal clear that I was a reliable actor for this job. I knew that not every actor would want to do it, but I've got no problem with doing this job. I'm making it sound really sketchy. It's not, but it involved a lot of travel and not being in London. And from personal experience, I know a lot of people that are adamant that they just, if they go on holiday for 2 weeks, they're going to miss out on loads of work. And quite frankly, I don't think that's a healthy way to be as an actor, because there'll always be opportunity and you've got to live your life. Any of my students know I always say this: you living your life is going to help you access far more characters and work as a better actor than just focusing on being an actor and what that implies. You've got to live your life and actually experience things in the real world if you're going to tell real world stories. Left it there. A few months later, and they emailed me in for an audition in London with the casting director and the director and the MD. Sure enough, did the first audition. It was my first one in person back after COVID. It was quite nerve-wracking because this is with a theatre company that I've admired for a very, very long time. I got recalled and there was another casting director in the room who I had met before 7 years prior. Okay? So when I talk about the long game, guys, this is what I'm talking about. I had met her 7 years ago, and yet here I was back in the room potentially auditioning for a job with her. And this was the first time, and I'd contacted her before about other jobs and never been called in. When I say it's the long game, it really is the long game. You've got to stick at it. And even if you don't hear back from someone, they're still watching and looking, and you will be on the back burner. Just know that the project hasn't come up just yet. And if you keep going, you're only going to gain more experience, more knowledge, more confidence in your craft, so that when you do get called in by that casting director that you love, you're gonna smash it. I hope that really, really helps. If you enjoyed this, do sign up for my newsletter. I send out a newsletter every single week where I share advice and ideas and thoughts with you, and generally kick you up the arse to do some more work on your acting career. And if you do want to work with me, I do offer one-to-one bespoke acting coaching. I only coach actors who are really serious about honing in on their craft and doing the work. If you just want to get famous and have a pat on the back, I'm probably not the acting coach for you. Thanks for being here. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you next time.
Do it again with the finger. The finger wasn't really in it.
Was it not okay?
The top of it, the tip, but was it?
What the hell am I doing with my life? Okay. Keep going. Wait! Too hot, too hot, too high.